Hello, Monks here, and this video is to teach you the fundamental techniques of tricking, basically, but they can be applied to obviously anything else like gymnastics, running, but obviously I'm a tricker, so I'm going to apply them to tricking. So basically what I'm going to do is go through these few techniques, and each one of them can be applied to a range of tricks. Basically this is to try and help you to understand the core physics, I suppose, to tricking or any sort of acrobatics, and allow you to assess your own technique and apply maybe one or two of them to each trick when you're learning, and one or two of them may help, and you definitely might be able to see which one by watching yourself and whatever, try and pretty much get one to work and make your tricks better. So the first one, probably the most important in tricking, is blocking. Blocking is basically the transfer of horizontal momentum into vertical momentum. This is ideal for getting height. So in most tricks you're going to want height. Obviously that's going to give you more time in the air. The more time you have in the air, the more time you've got to complete the trick, more likely you're going to land it. Okay, so the principles of blocking. We first acquire some horizontal momentum. So easiest way to show this would be with a front flip. So with a front flip, if we're going to do it and we don't block, if I was going to run and jump like this, basically all my horizontal momentum is still going horizontally, whereas if I block, my energy, my horizontal energy, should turn into vertical energy. Okay, so the way we do that is we create the horizontal momentum by running. The block is where we're going to stab with our feet. So hopefully, if you imagine both my legs are going there, they're going to block at about 45 degrees depending on how fast you are going. Obviously if you're going slower, maybe a little bit less. If you're going faster, maybe even more. Okay, and what that's going to do, so if you imagine both my feet are where that one is, that is going to pivot my body and centre of gravity upwards. So if my forward momentum is going that way, I block, keep my legs straight, my centre of gravity, or centre of mass, sorry, is going to go up. Okay, so just a little demonstration. Okay, so if you saw, my legs went forward. Obviously I'm going quite slow, so my legs aren't going that far in front. Obviously the faster I'm going, the more I want my legs in front to get that pivot even higher. Okay, so that is blocking. It also can be doing with, for like a backflip, when you're doing a round off, same principle. Okay, so if I'm coming in fast, coming into here, and you're in this position, and what that's going to do when you're turning your horizontal momentum into vertical momentum. Okay, and that is blocking. So for front flip, back flips, things like that, perfect. The more you stab, the further you're going to rise up. Obviously you need the horizontal momentum first, and that's going to create the vertical momentum. So obviously the faster you go forward, the more you need to block, and then the more height you're going to get. It also works for things like kicks and things, so even when you're doing cheat setups, the blocking still works. You're still changing your horizontal momentum, going that way, into vertical momentum. So as you come up, you see that angle, and then as I push up onto it, my centre of mass is going up. And as I'll do one, just 2-7. Okay, you can see how it works. So that is blocking. Next up, probably the next most important, is wrapping and tucking. Okay, this is all, again, it's to do with physics and velocity basically. Okay, so with wrapping and tucking, what you need to think of is the smaller we are, the faster you rotate, the bigger you are, the slower you rotate. So if you imagine the centre of mass is, say, around my stomach area. If I pull my arms in, pull my legs in, if I tuck in, so I'm going to reduce my the velocity, no, increase my velocity, and I will spin faster. So the way we can use that in tricks is by going from big shapes to small shapes. So if you imagine having a big shape, it's going to take a long time for my arms to spin. Whereas if I have them in, very quick. And the way this works is if you get into a big shape, you create a lot of energy. The energy your arms are creating is very high, and then when you pull them in, it goes very low. So you create all this massive energy, and then you pull it in, and it'll increase your speed like that. So if I go from a big shape to a small shape, big and small, you can see how it speeds up. Okay, so wrapping will be coming in, and that will be horizontal, spinning on a horizontal axis. So it's if you're stood up. Okay, and that's going to be used for like kicks, full twist, corks, anything like that. And then with tucking, it's exactly the same principle. Obviously, this is going to get your flip rather than a twist. Again, the same principle. You want to be going into a big shape. The bigger, the better. And then small. The smaller, the better. Again, create all that energy, pull it in, that takes you over. So just an example with a normal backflip. So if you watch carefully, you want to get the big shape at the top, pull it in, and it spins you around. Nice and easy. Excellent. Right. So that is blocking, wrapping, and tucking. Next, I will talk about opening out and delaying. Okay, now with this, it is more to do with the landing, I suppose, or the getting to the peak and the most height. For example, the backflip I just did, I'm delaying how long, well, I'm delaying the time until I tuck. What I want to do is I want to be delaying any sort of wrapping, tucking or anything like that until my peak, okay, or just before the peak, so that you're still going up. So with that, basically it's increasing your height as much as you can, same with the blocking. And then opening out is more to do with, I suppose, the landing. It's like, as you open out, it's the reverse of tucking and wrapping. So once you've pulled that energy in, you can let it out to slow yourself down. So obviously if you stay in a tuck, you're going to keep going, like a backflip, you're going to land on your head. So I'll try and show you in a twist, okay? So I'm going to go out, in, and then come back out, and you'll see how I slow down. Okay, so out, in, out. Okay, see how I stopped facing that way? Okay, so that's that. Okay, next up there's pumping, okay, and this is specifically for kicks. And pumping, what pumping is if you imagine, say from my stance, I'm on my left foot forward. Whenever I'm doing a cheat or pop, kick or whatever, the first thing that's going to do, my right leg is going to come up. That is going to get my height going. And then as I leave the floor and push with my left leg, I'm going to pump down with my right leg. So as that comes up, I switch and my left leg comes up. What this does is when I bring my left leg up, so my right leg comes up first, that takes me into a position like this, and I'm ready, and it's sort of, as you're spinning, when you bring a leg up, you sort of, it's like an anchor. Like, I bring my leg up here, it anchors me, so that I can keep my orientation facing one direction. So that comes up, and as I pump round, the next leg comes up at the same place. Okay, so I'm always pumping like that. So it's very good for keeping full full spins rather than going off target, kicking over there, and over there, and over there. And all it is your legs going up and down. So I'll just try and do a little bit. So if you imagine knee up, and knee up. Okay, so if I do a 9, a cheat 9, I want to go up, up, up. Okay, always turning. And every time my right leg comes around, I'm turning away from my target. Every time my left leg comes up, I'm turning towards the target. Okay, so just cheat 9, so I'll try and do it slowly. So, up, up, up. Sorry, that was cheat 7. I'll do a cheat 7, it's easier. Okay, so up, up, up. And then on that last chamber, my kick's gonna come out. So, up, up, up. Ooh. Yeah. So that is pumping. So lastly, I could just, well, targeting. Basically with same with pumping, you really want to be having all your kicks or your spins facing the same direction. Obviously you can trail off and maybe pretend you're fighting 7 people rather than 1, but it's very, very good foundation to try and get your kicks all facing one way, getting all the spins correct so you're never over cheating. For example, just a few kicks, I'm always going to be standing facing my target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So there you have it, the fundamental techniques of tricking, which also can be used in any other martial arts, acrobatics or anything. Hope they help. I will put a description of each one of those into the thing below, and I hope they help. Thanks for watching.